Merhaba arkadaşlar, kanalıma hoş geldiniz. Bugün L.A. Noire'ın 20. bölümüyle karşınızdayım. Hatırlıyorsanız en son boksörü salmıştık. Bakalım şimdi neler yapacağız. Naked City, Çiplak şehir.
Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Bir şey söyleme diyor, oraya git diyor. Burada İngilizce. Bunun neden olduğunu öğrendim. Bazı bölümler hani
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps. Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
fazla
Like
git.
it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm the same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow. I really hope you're joking, Roy.
Bazı bölümler update ile gelmiş. Yani DLC hesabı. Ondan dolayı bazı bölümler İngilizce. Ona yapacağım herhangi bir şey yok. Yani isterseniz Türkçe altyazı ekleyebilirim. Katil alanı diyeyim. Katil sahnesi. 2.24.
Second floor,
İkinci kat.
apartment 6.
Kat. Apartman altı arkadaki. Ben bulurum, sen rahat ol. Ha bak, direkt zaten karşımıza çıktı.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
Seni gördüm,
You want a
sevindim
hug?
diyor.
Or can we get on with it?
Sarılmak ister misin
Relax,
falan.
Rusty.
Sakin ol Rusty. Eski çalışan.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills, falls asleep in the tub, rest in peace, case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure, go right ahead. Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
Bakabilir miyim diyor.
Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks. Very good.
Isırıklardan bahsediyor. Boynunda da şey vardı.
The neck is bruised pretty badly.
The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syringe.
Etrafa bak
It
diyor.
would make my theory.
And morphine would have
Bir
been
şey
very quick,
bulabilir falan.
and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
This is her in these photos? She's something else.
Yes.
Bu işine yaramaz.
Miss Julie was...
Pretty girl like that? Maybe she was having trouble with some boys, huh?
Maybe she got her heart broken. Couldn't take it anymore. So she ran herself a bath.
This is all top end of
pills,
town
and then
stuff.
she just
Gives us somewhere to
drifted
look.
off.
I don't know. Miss Julie, she always had so much drive.
Been a modeling assignment.
So much drive.
Diğerine de bakacağız bu arada.
I'm not being very clear.
It's a place to
There,
start.
there. It's okay.
Çevir bakayım. Boş. Boşuna iyi ki bakmamışız diyebilirim ama tekrar baktığımız için sesim gitti be.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly
Güzel
aren't from the
video.
Sears catalog.
Katalogda var mı fotoğraf diyor. Kepçinin ne şeyi olabilir ki ya? Bırak. Ama belki bir oktavada bir
It doesn't appear to be connected.
ne olabilir yok.
No good to me.
Konuşalım bakalım. Konuşamıyor. Aha. Yatak odası çıktı şimdi.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Erkek ceketinin burada ne işi var? Ha, bir bulamadı ya.
Looks like barbiturates.
Harbitüze benziyor diyor. O neyse. Açılan bir şey belli ki.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling
Uyku
around in this
hapları.
thing?
Soralım bakalım kadına. Uyku problemini çekiyormuş, ne yapıyormuş.
I'm Detective Phelps.
Ben
I'm here
Detective
to try and
Phelps.
help Julia. Mind
Julia'nın
answering some questions?
Virginia
bir
Reynolds.
şey için buradayım.
I'm just so shocked.
Çok şok oldum
I
diyor.
feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
Böyle bir şey
We can make
inanamıyorum
those
ben.
calls,
Hemen
man.
aradım falan diyor.
Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know.
Hiçbir şey bilmiyorum.
Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe?
O zarar vermiş olabilir falan.
I don't know.
Bilmiyorum.
If you give the details to the other detectives,
Daha
they
detay
can try and get in
verirseniz diyor.
contact.
Daha rahat kontak kurabiliriz diyor.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Doğru.
So she wasn't mad at anyone in particular?
No, men were usually besotted with Miss Julia, not the other way around. I don't think Miss Julia was ever in love with anyone.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Hafta ilk kere gördüm falan.
But you cleaned up after parties.
Yes, I did. Sometimes beforehand. She was always so glamorous. She had the most beautiful clothes and jewelry.
Çok güzel kıyafetleri ve şeyleri var
She
diyor.
could be hard, Miss Julie.
Sert bir insan. Doğal
What
bir
was it
insan.
like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mrs. Reynoldsson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
Bari bir tane doğru
She was
yapalım.
very high strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldsson. You've been very helpful.
Çok
One of the
yardımcı
other
oldu
detectives will
bize.
take your statement and then you can go home.
Diğer dedektifler de şey yapacak. Ondan sonra evinize gidebilirsiniz diyor. Şimdi restora geldik. 2.42.
He just refuses to
Well,
accompany
hello.
me to church.
What can I help you with today?
Nasıl yardımcı olabilirim diyor.
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope
Police.
I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries
Sorun var
about
falan.
Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No,
Buram çalışıyordu
I
kız diyor.
had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
Sorun mu
She
var
was
falan.
found dead this morning.
Ölü bulundu. Sabah ölü
How long
bulundu.
had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked
Ne
in
zamandan
New
beri
York before
çalışıyor
coming
diyor.
here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Doğru ya.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually,
Yakın birisi
yes.
var mı
Heather
diyor.
Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much.
Onunla konuşulayım
Please don't
diyor.
inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Teşekkür ederim falan.
officer. Heather. These gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm
Karakoldan
Detective
diyorlar.
Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Anladığım kadarıyla
Yes.
onunla çalışıyorsun falan.
Julia helped me get my job here.
İşimde yardım ediyordu bana diyor.
She's not in any kind of trouble, is
She's
she?
a hellraiser, isn't she?
Sıkıntı yaşatmadı
Lives a
falan.
fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm very
me.
interested in engagement rings.
Eylül
Mind if I
verdi
take a
falan.
closer
Çok
look?
ilginç. Yakından bakabilir miyim diyor. Polisim la, korkma, çalacak halim yok.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Tatille ilgili bir
How did you
olayı var.
meet Julia?
I was
Zaman
introduced
tanıştınız. Nasıl
through my
tanıştınız?
fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Ha, doğrudur.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes,
Anlat
he
bakayım
is.
diyor.
Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Uzun zamandır çalışıyorum dedi.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Look, lady, you need to give me something. Do you know anybody who would have cause to harm
Yanlış
Julia?
yaptı.
No. Really, Mr. Phelps. Julie is my friend. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt her.
Canlısının yanmasını istemem, o
She's
benim
okay,
arkadaşım diyor.
isn't she?
İyi mi diyor.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
Öyle bulundu diyor. Olamaz falan. İnanamıyorum.
Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Çok hayat dolu bir insan falan diyor. Doktor Steinman's Practice 247. Stoneman's. Biraz saçma söylemiş olabilirim. Girelim bakalım.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Eminim şöyle böyle bir şeyler dedi. Yarım çalışıyor. Yarım gün çalışıyor. Doktorlar yarım gün çalışıyor falan tarzı işler kullandı.
Yes, sir. Your name?
İsminiz diyor.
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Stoneman'ı
Dr.
bulmamız
Stoneman is
lazım
with the
diyor.
patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't.
Bekler misiniz
Tell
diyor.
him
Şey
we want to see
diyor.
him now.
There's no need to
Şimdi
be
görmem
rude.
lazım diyor.
Save it, sister.
Çok kabasınız
Dr.
diyor.
Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Sizi görmek istiyorlar
Send them
falan.
in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Beni yalnız bırakın. Sen kimsin, hayırdır lan?
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
Ölümle alakalı olmuşsun ha.
Very sorry to hear that.
Bunu duydum, üzüldüm.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Nasıl tanıştınız
Barely
falan.
at all.
She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Doğru gibi ya.
She was disturbed, though.
Well, not in the conventional sense. She had
7'de 3
trouble
gidiyorum şu an.
sleeping.
Çok kötü.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss
Nasıl
Randall was in the
anlatabilirsiniz ya?
fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, doctor.
As I
8'de 4
warned
yap.
her, but she was determined.
Çok şükür.
She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Hasn't given me anything to go on. Don't think this is any use to us.
Burada bir şey yok başka. Şekil oğlum. Telefonu kullanalım.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Konuşmak istiyor.
Please, thank you.
Bağlar mısın falan.
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Buraya gelir misin diyor. Otopsi
Sure
için
thing, Mal.
falan.
We'll be right over.
Nerede olacağız falan. Hollywood Receiving Hospital. Bakalım nasıl ölmüş. Belki de cinayet. Hepsini öğreneceğiz birazdan.
Are you drunk, mister, or are you just cracked? Tell a man that there are...
Koranın odasını bulduk koranları.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
O ne lan?
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers.
İki
Death
şeyimiz
was
var
caused
ölü.
by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us
Muhakkak.
down here to gloat?
Katil
We already
falan
heard
böyle.
your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
Sana
All
göstereyim.
right, Mal. What gives?
The dead guy's name
Ne
is Jimmy
vereceksin diyor.
LeBlanc, career
Jimmy
burglar.
LeBlanc ne?
He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
Sabah
So what?
gelmiş
Good
falan.
riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of
Sonuç
death.
bulamamış.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Ne göstereceğim? Buyur.
You want to grab me too with ketchup and a root beer?
Yüzlere bak.
Louse. What was that for?
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
Tamam birini bulduk.
Carruthers. Yeah, he's here.
Ya buradalar.
I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Tamam.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Dalga geçiyor İbni.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Soralım bakalım.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Nasıl tanıştın falan.
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Hiç güvenmiyorum dedi.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private.
Heather won't have to know? Yes. We had relations.
İlişkimiz var diyor.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Özel hayat falan diyor. Çok göz açıldı.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
Adres falan
I'm
yok
sorry,
diyor.
I don't.
Bilmiyorum
I
falan.
think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But
Suçlama falan.
like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Konuşacağımız çok kişi var.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Kaptan mı
Various
falan? Hangi
companies.
şey?
We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa.
Okinawa
A
diyor.
couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
Biraz da diğer yerlerde çalıştım falan. Yerine gidelim.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him
Bu
off
çocuğu
the
asla
hook?
şeyine bilmediğim
Because we're
var.
giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We
Çok
need to
amatör
find
diyor.
out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski?
Bulmamız
Have
lazım.
him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Biraz bilgi falan istedi.
He's in that car at the lights.
Yine mi takip etmek ya? Öf. Sonunda. Alış satış bir yerlerine geldi.
He needs money and fast.
Hızlı bir paraya ihtiyacı var diyor. Bir ton para
Get in
aldı.
there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money. I get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Arabayla daha mantıklı geldi şu an.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hadi lan ilerle. Şeytan diyor ki es. Işıkları kapatmak olsa daha güzel takip ederim de.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would
Neyse gidecek.
be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be. LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Nereye
Yes,
gitti
sir.
falan.
To Mexico City tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again...
Yarın gece gidecek falan diyor.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
Yarın gece için şey
That's
almış diyor.
good, but this is better.
God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen
Nereden
the look
çıktı
on
lan?
the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Bir saattir açmaya çalışıyorum biz de.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I know that face. That's the guy
Any
who
message?
busted all those Negro drug pushers last week,
Yes,
isn't he?
Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks.
Tamam, bir tane yerde açık. Hollywood Police Station'a tekrardan geldik. 6:23.
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Tamam, belgeyi aldım.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Aha.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Aha.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Koşturmak yerine tavana sıksak belki korkarlar. Teslim olun lan. Tamam, buradan nereye çıkacaksınız? Ya siz kimsiniz ateş ediyorsunuz ya?
Throw out the guns. Find some
Kız
cover.
sokak suçları gibi hepsini vuracağım.
I'm gonna put.
Biraz kötü vurdum ama en sonunda hallettim sonuçta.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Biraz
Ever heard of
bilgiye
a burglar
ihtiyacımız
goes
var
by the
diyor.
name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Biliyor musun Jimmy Lee'yi? Tabii diyor.
Nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Bir
You haven't
yardımcı
done
oldum
too
diyor.
badly yourself.
Evet, Strong Resistance. Güzel. Açacağım. Piyano sesinden yine telif yiyeceğiz ya.
Is Mrs. Eves?
Burası işte evesini evim diyor. Evet diyor. Beni takip edin diyor.
I am
Ruah
Mrs.
teyzeye bak.
How may I help you?
We appear
Nasıl
to have
yardım
recovered
edebilirim
some
diyor.
stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course.
Çalınan şeyler falan
That
diyor.
terrible burglary. Would you like something
Korkunç
to
şeylerde.
No, thank
Bir şeyler
you,
içer
ma'am.
misiniz diyor.
We have some questions if you don't mind.
Birkaç sorumuz var diyor.
Why would I
Teşekkürler.
mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Ha, içecek verecek.
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Ne bileyim oğlum, ben hatırlamıyorum ki. 25 diyor. Yok, buna gitmeyeceğiz. Bakmam lazım ki ya. $25,000. $10,000 diyor. Yalan.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavesdrom?
Who do you think you are? Making heinous accusations in my own home.
Dememe gelip nasıl ama böyle dersiniz falan bir şeyler dedi. Gideceğiz ki oğlum ha. Buna kudum.
We recovered the cigarette case
10 bin
from a
lira
pawnbroker.
diyeceğiz.
No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim.
Ya diye aldım fiyat
Are you
falan diyor.
satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
Konuş teyze, konuş.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Ama Sezgi kullanacağım. Şüphelidir ya.
I get the sense that you're worried.
Puh, Allah kahretsin ya.
I have already received the insurance claim, Detective. Is there any way we could keep the return of these items discreet?
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavesdrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello,
Gördün mü
Mother.
diyor. Erkenleşir. Aha.
Hello, detectives.
Ne oluyor
What's going
diyor.
on?
Selam
We'd like to
selam.
ask
Hayırdır.
exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work.
Tanıştınız mı diyor. Bugün iş yerinde tanıştık.
Oh,
Tanıştık.
mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire
Şey
ring
buldum.
on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Ne hakkında
Your
konuşuyorsun?
engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Arnold's Apartment. It's fresh.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Göster bakalım yerini diyor.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Artistik yapma böyle ama. Polisim lan ben.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Herif öldürdü. Kaçıyor.
Stop! Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our
Bunu öldürme
case.
diyor.
Go on,
Put
get
your
after
hands
him.
in the
Önemli
air.
diyor.
Give it up, LAPD.
İşte bunu kovala. Aa sikiyim ya. Denge
Don't
mi?
make me chase you.
Hadi oğlum, yarısına geldin hadi. Ha? Oo. Sopa yedi ağzımıza.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Bavuluna bakacağımız belliydi.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her?
Hop.
Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
Pahalı diyor
A
bir yer.
graduation present for
Saat
my
diyor.
parents. We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Hadi lan.
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Yanlış söyledim. Dur, yanlış söyledim.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. Miss Swanson might be gullible enough to believe your story, Arnett, but I'm not buying. You're involved in a burglary scam, and so was Julia Randall.
Bu da yanlış.
I'm a
Çok
legitimate
konuşmaya var
businessman.
o
I
bölümde ya.
can't speak for Julia.
Bir hakkında konuşmaz.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life.
Kırılmasını istedim falan diyor.
I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
Gözlerini kaçırıyor yalan.
You wanted Julia Randall out of your life.
Why would he want that? Julia was our friend.
Julia was his hump, sweetheart. They were the Bonnie and Clyde of society burglars. He met you and realized he didn't have to steal anymore. He could just mooch from you. He needed Julia out of the way.
Julia was insatiable. She didn't care about anyone, not the least me. She was never going to go back to the poverty she came from. I wanted it to stop.
Kırılmasını istemiştim falan.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry.
Ne biliyorsan söyle diyor.
I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Hadi inandım.
Give it up,
Lan
Arnett.
doğruya
You're
basacaktım
facing the
yanlış
gas
bastım.
chamber. Give the judge some reason to commute.
You still don't get it, do you? Julia entrapped everyone. She was so beautiful, so goddamn cold.
İşte sıkıntı
Henry
yok iyi.
Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile... Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell
Telefon
him,
falan diyor.
or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Arnett'in geldiğini falan söylüyor.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, doctor.
Doğruyu söyledim doktor diyor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than
Geldiğiniz için teşekkür ederim
I'm
falan
already
diyor.
half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet
Ama çok sevdiğimi biliyor
I
muydunuz
still
diyor.
love her.
Will you testify
Hala
in
seviyorum
court
falan.
that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Bunu da tutukladık.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry.
Ağlama falan. Şöyle bak.
I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer.
Kimseyi görmek istemiyorum.
Lock me up and throw away the key.
Şey de istemiyorum diyor. Avukat.
What have I done?
Aha, intihar etti.
Didn't see that coming.
Hissetmiştim aslında ama.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Pencerenin açık olmasından hissettim biraz.
Putting you through now.
Sonra uzak olduğunu görünce söylemedim yani.
I need an ambulance and the coroner.
Ambulans istiyorum.
The offices of Dr. Harold Stillman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
İntihar etti falan.
En route, detective. You have a message.
Ha, mesajımız varmış.
Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
Gidelim.
We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Öyleyse apartmanta geldik.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think you knit as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. Don't let him bolt on us.
Rastgele buldum da bir dolaşayım dedim. Yukarı çıkacak bir yer aradım ben ama.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Ha, vurdum lan. Gözünden bir tane vurdum. En tepeye kadar çıkarız. En tepeden gösterdiği için öyle tahmin ediyorum. Önüme bile bakmadan korkacağım. İnşallah silah sıkmaz yani. Şuradan da çıkılabilirdi herhalde de. Neyse, bu yolu buldum.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
Oraya nasıl çıktı oğlum? Oraya çıkılmıyormuş.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he?
Burası çocuğu oraya çıktı ne diyor?
Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Leah had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Bulunan ipuçları 16'da 14. Doğru sorular 16'da 7. Araç hasarı 1696. O kadar olmuş olur. Yine girdik bu olaya. Kim vuruyor? Kim vuruluyor?
The whole company is gone, Hank. The major is dead. We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cows still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
O da gitti. Kan her yerimize bulaştı herhalde.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
Of.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Cole. Phelps Cole.
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star, and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Evet arkadaşlar, bu videonun burada sonuna gelelim. Beni beğendiyseniz beğenmeyi, beğenmezseniz beğenmemeyi, videoları hoşunuza gidiyorsa kanalıma abone olmayı unutmayın. Kendinize bakın, görüşmek üzere. Hoşçakalın.